Hello bead kids, today we're going to talk about knots. Knots for your strings, knots for your lanyards, knots for your bead pets. So I have two pieces of different colored string so I can show you this basic square knot. It's right over left, tuck under, and then left over right, tuck under. Like that. And when you pull it tight, it holds nice and tight. One step better would be right over left, left over right, and then make another loop so you have two loops. This is a surgeon's knot. And if you add a dab of glue and pull it tight, they're great knots. They don't come undone. I will show you the wrong way to do knots. And sometimes when we're beading, we cannot tell which direction. So right over left and right over left. This is quite common for right-handers. It looks similar. It starts to go crooked. And then when you pull on it, it'll come right out and you will have beads on the floor. So once again, incorrect is right over left and right over left. Pull it tight and it'll slip right out. So let's leave you with the correct way. Right over left and then left over right. Beautiful square knot. Pull it tight and it stays, especially if you put a little dab of glue before you pull it tight. Now we're going to talk about lanyards. This is a cute large lobster claw lanyard. And the basic way is just to have a loop and then pull the string through, the legs, the ties through, and pull it like this. This is a good way. Used dozens and dozens of these knots on these or the regular lanyards. Another way to secure that would be to then put another loop and then tie it right below that. Try to get it on the knot. And a little more advanced way for just a lanyard is tie it like this. It looks like it's like you're gonna tie your shoe. And then take this loop and put it in the lanyard. That's why you can't do that knot on this one. So now we have our knot, and then we put the loop in the lanyard. Got to get it loosened up a little. Pull it and wiggle it. If you pull it too tight, you might have a little space, so we're going to do that once again. We take a lanyard, thread it through. Looks like we're going to just tie a knot like that. This is from a fishing video. This is how they tie fishing ties. Put that loop in the lanyard. Then you want to stretch. This is where you don't want to pull it too quickly. You want to stretch out the thread, get them even, and then pull it tight Wiggle it a little, and you've got a knot that will stay much more securely. That's a good knot. Now we're going to go ahead and finish this bead pet. So I like to get both strings on the same side. So I pulled one thread over so they're both on one side. Then I'll do a square knot. Right over left and left over right. I like to leave my needles on so that I can poke it back through the other side. Pull the knot into the row so you're completely hiding the needle. And then turn it over and do another square knot. Right over left and left over right. Add a little glue. Trim your tails. And the good thing is if you have glue, then I take my tails and I stuff them in a bead and completely hide the knot. And I can do that by, I turn it a little and stuff it in a bead with a little glue. It'll keep the tails hidden. I should have put the glue on here. Okay. Now this is also a lanyard that does, a bead pet that does not have a lanyard. So don't let that keep you from making bead pets, because you can always add a lanyard. And I'm going to just add a little string. You can use double string, single string, and then tie a little knot. Trim your tails. And then you can either leave it like this or add your lanyard. And there you go. Enjoy your knots. And remember the square knot. Right over left, left over right.